Hello, I'm Chris Nayland, and I'm going to be doing my self evaluation for my fourth interview. So, my self evaluation today is going to take part of three sections. The first section is going to be me going over my probes and weaves. The second section is going to be just a few weaknesses that I believe I have. And the final section, we're going to finish on a strong point and be just a few strengths that I believe I have. So, let's first start with probes and weaves. So my probes in the beginning, I had few or two, and they were about the colors of his dice. So asking him a few different questions in a row about the colors of his dice and the tone of colors of his dice. And after that, I had a probe about Dungeons and Dragons, where I asked a few, uh, I guess, impromptu questions in a row about Dungeons and Dragons, just for him to clarify, because it was, I guess, an off-topic subject. With my weaves, I had kind of a few. I had one about his sets, his dice sets. I had one straight off the bat because I needed to clarify about his dice or die, because he said that he wanted to do dice, and I didn't know if that meant how many dice he wanted to actually talk about, and it was a lot of dice. Um, I also believe I weaved about his colors because I did call back to that question from earlier, and then I also had one about his number or like using number generators instead of actual dice. So those are a few of the probes and weaves that I think that I had from the interview. And next we'll be going into a few things that I think that I could have actually done a little better. Straight off the bat, I have to say would be time management. I went overtime for this interview. I I was not doing well watching my time. Um, and that leads me to my second point. That was because I actually let the interviewee control the interview. If you watch, there are large sections of time where I he just went or he was just going, and I am supposed to just nod along and understand that, but I feel that I should have taken better control of the interview at a certain point. Uh, Third would be poor eye contact. Even though I'm supposed to take notes, I feel like I didn't make enough eye contact during our interview. I feel like I could have had that better, and it creates a better communication lane between you if you do that. And last thing I think that I could have done a lot better would be probes. I actually think that I continue to have problems with probes. I don't think I did a really good job with it in interview three, and I've been trying to do better, but I don't know if I got it correct. It's, yeah. So, what are a few things that I did well throughout my interview process? Um, I believe I'm really strong at weaving. Actually, sitting there listening to the interviewee and pulling out like past topics or past like little bits of information and then asking them about it. I think I actually did really well at that. And the last thing I think that I did well would actually be neutral tones. I've had a decent ability to like suppress my interest or non-interest in either way and just continue to nod along and ask really good questions. So that's just a few things that I think I did well or not so well from this last interview. Thank you for your time.